What's up guys, it's Alec, and this is the second video in my $0 to $100,000 dropshipping challenge starting completely from scratch. Now, I know I said I'd post weekly on this challenge, but I've been severely neglecting this project, so I have to be completely honest. I opened this store on November 3rd, and over the first 2 weeks, I posted about 26 listings, which I talk about in my previous video, which you should go watch if you're interested in making money online. But after those first 2 weeks, I made almost every excuse you can think of to not work on this project. But after a series of events, including our very first order being canceled and refunded, I had to share some updates with you. I've started seeing some explosive growth. That brings us to today. It's the first week of December, and besides being suspended for a week, we've been in business for about 3 full weeks, and I'm just now starting to see some insane results. So in this video, I'll show you exactly how many listings I was able to get up, what happened to the very first order that got canceled, and the severe implications on my shop, and most importantly, I'll go over exactly how much money I've made so far. If you watch the full video, you'll see the tips and tricks that I've used to make a few $100s passively while I was out of town without running a single ad or paying for any kind of marketing whatsoever. If you enjoy this type of content, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button because it really helps out the YouTube algorithm. Okay, so a couple days after I finished the first week update video, I received a message that no seller wants to get. See, when I had listed my original products for sale, I was doing it as fast as possible. During the listing process, I entered a few details completely wrong. I had set it up so when my very first customer made a purchase, they believed that they would receive the item within 1 to 2 business days. The problem here is that it doesn't only take 1 to 2 business days to produce and ship the item, but it also takes a few days in transit for the item to even arrive. Because of this, the customer was understandably upset and asked to return the item because they needed it in time for an event. Now, obviously, this was my fault for putting in the listing details incorrectly, so after the customer contacted me, I issued a full refund for the product. Now, this has tons of negative implications. First, and most obvious, is now instead of being in a profit, we're running at a loss. Second is Etsy's going to see the refund on that order and stop promoting the listing because they see that the first customer that bought the listing got refunded on their order. So that listing, even though it sold almost right away, is completely dead to the Etsy algorithm. That's not even the worst part. Absolute worst part about having to refund this order is that since it was our only order at the time, Etsy sees that 100% of our orders have been refunded. That means that in the eyes of the algorithm, our store is considered high risk. So for the next few weeks, Etsy's going to withhold roughly 75% of all of our profit just so that they can make sure that we're actually fulfilling orders and they're not going to have to go in and refund a bunch of other products. Thankfully, I have some money to fulfill all our new orders, but if you're starting out and following along, this could be completely devastating. If this does happen to you, then you'll have to reach out to the Etsy support and request that you can get your funds sooner so that you can continue fulfilling your orders. Now, this could have been completely devastating for the project. It could have forced us to have to pay to run ads on all of our listings. But thankfully, we were able to avoid most of the damage from this order. See, instead of canceling the order completely, I just refunded the full amount. If we completely cancel the order, it'll remove the sale from our account and our shop will be back at 0 sales. So at least we have 1 sale worth of social proof, even though it was completely refunded. This still leaves some damage on our account and the listing will probably never sell again, but at least we kept the sale on our shop and Etsy knows that the customer will receive their product. Okay, after this whole issue, I realized it's probably a good idea to get some new listings up. Keep in mind, I haven't uploaded anything in several weeks. The issue here is that I had been completely neglecting the store, and I haven't made any new listings since the original 26 products I posted for sale. Making a lot of listings is the most powerful way of targeting new customers. This lets you make specific listings to target exact customer needs instead of targeting the general pool of customers who are going to order from an existing established store. If you're curious how I made hundreds of dollars over the past couple weeks, this is exactly how I did it. Since it is still the holiday season, I'm sticking with the same 3 products that I mentioned in the previous video: t-shirts, mugs, and Christmas ornaments. I'm going to show you how I take these 3 products and turn them into multiple listings each. This is extremely important to understand if you plan on making money online as well. Since we're not running ads of any kind, we have to post more listings so that the potential customers can see the products we're offering for sale. If we did want to run ads, the best way to do that would be to create the most attractive listing that we we can, pay for Etsy ads to drive traffic so that it shows up on the first page of search results. But this method is hard for two reasons. First is that it requires more money up front since you have to pay for the ads in advance. What makes that expensive is that the first few listings that we post are probably going to be pretty ugly. By making more custom product listings, each time we make a new one, it'll look better and better and better until we're posting really attractive listings. We don't have to just rely on one product listing to make us successful. Here's how I'm taking one product and turning it into dozens of listings. There are 3 types of custom products that you can sell: custom text with a custom photo, and just a custom photo. By using these 3 formats, we can take one product and get 3 listings out of it. From here, we can add a few more things to get even more unique listings. For the custom products with just text, you can create multiple different listings, each with a different Google font. Some people might like the bold, blocky fonts, and some people like the hand-drawn, more creative and fun fonts. Hopefully, you can see where this is going. To get even more custom options for the customers, I'm offering things such as back printing, super fast production time since I'm using Monster Digital with Printify, photo editing like cropping or face removal, men's, women's, and unisex options, and really any bonus feature that I can think of to help my listings stand out and target specific customers. That way I can get the maximum amount of listings from these 3 best-selling products. Once I have some templates down, I can apply these to similar products in the same categories. For example, I can make the same offering for white mugs, black mugs, or colored mugs, or really any style of mug I want. Hopefully you can see how you can use this strategy to get a ton of listings up. But the proof is in the pudding, so I'll show you the results following the weeks after the devastating order. For a couple days after the refund, the store was completely dead. Pretty much as soon as I issued that refund, you can see that our views dropped off and we were getting maybe 2 to 3 views a day, if any. But on the 23rd, the day right before Thanksgiving, I decided to post 8 more brand new listings, making them the best that I could. Right after doing that, you can see that our shop started to get explosive results. We almost immediately started seeing a ton of new traffic to our store. Not only did we just get new traffic, but we also saw an increase in sales. You can see that we started getting 1 to 2 and even 4 sales in a single day. You can also see down here at the bottom that almost all of the traffic is completely organic, meaning it came from the Etsy app or Etsy search results. And I'm not running any kind of ads or any kind of marketing to get these sales on my shop. You can see that we even had a day where we did $360 in sales. Now this has been over the past couple days, but we've even gotten 2 sales just today. Now Q4 is definitely the busiest time for e-commerce, and that can definitely play into the sales we got. But after posting those 8 more listings, bringing our total listings to 34, we've been getting consistent sales almost every single day. I'll show you the exact sales amount in just a second, but first let me show you how I fulfill the orders. Now, when a custom order comes in, you'll receive an email from Etsy letting you know that you've just got a sale. From there, it'll show up in your Etsy dashboard, and as soon as possible, I try to send the customer a preview of their custom design. To do this, I'll make up their design as fast as possible in Figma, and then I'll send the customer a message notifying them that they have about a day to modify the design in any way before it's produced and shipped. Showing the customer a preview is always a good idea when you're selling custom products. If they need to make a change or they change their mind about something, it's always a good idea to take care of that ahead of time so you're not dealing with excess customer service, returns, or exchanges. Once they approve the design or the deadline passes, I export the design from Figma, upload it to the product that they ordered, and then I'll go ahead and submit their order through Printify. Yes, this is the exact design my customer purchased from me. But now for the most important part of the video, how much money I made and how long I've spent on this project. I've made $611.36. After all of the fees, including the refund we issued, we have $458.25 left over. After all of the product costs, we're left with $87.25. I spent about 2 hours posting those 8 listings and about an hour fulfilling all of our orders. That means our total working time for this entire project is at about 19 hours, and that brings our hourly rate up to $4.59. I'm excited for what's to come in the near future with this shop. If you are too, leave a comment explaining what you want me to explain in more detail, and I'll see you next week.